y'all. Welcome back to MCJ's Art Studio. How are you all doing? I hope that everybody's well, that you're fine, that you're in good health, and of course, that you're enjoying your time watching MCJ's Art Studio, this platform. So, before I start, let me first say that I'm so happy to announce that we came to 100 followers, people. 100 followers. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for this because that takes a long time. It takes a long time to get 100 followers. Um, but other than that, I'm actually really happy that you are all joining me on this platform and that you're wanting to see what happens on the real when it comes to being a contemporary artist. Um, I'm really happy for that. It supports me, it also motivates me and stimulates me to keep on giving great content that not only looks good, but is also authentic and entertaining. And also entertaining. That's also important. I mean, I do my best to do it here and there. I've been thinking about a couple of things that I would like to introduce for 2023. Won't be talking about that yet, but you will be notified. As usual, I will never leave you in the dark. You already know that about me, right? You already know that about me. So, congratulations to me and congratulations to you all. You got a few new subbies here on the platform. Hello, new subbies. Welcome to the platform. So happy that you're joining. Again, this is a community where people get to, voice, speak, share. I learn from you, you learn from me. And of course, along the way, as I'm showing what I'm doing behind the scenes and what happens, you know, uh, living my life as a contemporary artist, I start to notice that I'm creating a blueprint. Where I first really couldn't find a blueprint that I could follow, I'm more and more seeing that, hey, I'm creating my own blueprint. I'm creating my own pathway. I'm creating steps that I can follow and that will lead me to certain results. And I'm really happy for that. I am so happy for that. And also very excited to share that with you all. I'm still looking for a way how I can do that in a manner that will allow you to also look back at it or maybe read it or maybe something like that, maybe in a course form. So I'm just thinking about that. Let me know here down below in the comments what it is that you're looking for and what could help you. Of course, I cannot help everyone in the way of, providing each and every single matter that's out there. I'm just one person, people. This is a one-woman show for now. For now, it's still a one-woman show. However, I would love to hear your feedback on it, and I would love to hear what it is that you like to see in your own journey and how you can get information and learn how to do that. So yeah, 100 followers, really happy, really, really, really happy. So I I'm so happy for that. And I know for maybe other people that might sound like very little, like 100 followers. But for me, that is a great milestone. And I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you. And I will continue to do the good work. Okay, so this is something that I haven't been doing a lot recently, and that is showing myself painting in the studio. There's a couple of reasons for that. There are a couple of reasons for that. Why I don't do it as much as I used to. Here and there, you definitely will find videos of me doing it because I do consider it something that is valuable for you to see and also for me to show. There are some, good sides to it, but I'm not going to be a type of platform where I solely or for the majority of what I do, I don't think I will be showing these type of videos. It has a number of reasons for that. But first, let me just give some, little bit of background information on the painting. So this is one of the paintings I created for the commission a couple of months ago. Here, somewhere in the corner, you will find a link of where I talk a little bit more about the commission. And yeah, this is one of the paintings. So the reason why I don't show a lot of these type of paintings is one. Let me start with the negatives first, and then I go to the positive. And with a positive note, but let's go through the pain first, or at least what I think might be the pain. So the reason why I really don't do a lot of these type of videos is one, it is very, very time consuming. They are very time consuming. YouTube in itself is a pretty huge task to maintain. And the reason why I started my YouTube channel is because I wanted to show more about my journey, and do that in a informative and also entertaining way. But also having the hassle of showing you all what it is, what type of paint I'm using, how I'm using it, what mediums am I using, what canvases, this, that, and the third. You might haphazardly hear me speak about that. And I think that will proceed in 2023. However, it is not something that I aim to do. It's not the intention of this channel. So like I already said, it is very time consuming. I have to think about how the camera is set. I have to think about if I'm not leaning in front of the shot. I have to think about so many things. So it distracts me from what I actually just want to do, this paint. I just want to paint, people. I just want to paint. That's it. So in that process, for me, it is kind of distracting. I don't mind showing bits and pieces like I'm doing right now, and I have a couple more videos that I will also show before the end of the year, so you can enjoy them. Just to see that this is also part of what it is to be a contemporary artist. This is the main thing, of course. This is what I do. However, it's just quite different when you have to film it and edit it and make sure that everything is, doable and also, beneficial to you all, right? It doesn't make any sense for me to show you something that, is not correctly filmed, or you cannot see what it is that I'm doing, just all those things that I've just mentioned. Another pain in this is that the moment that I started to become more professional, or started to pick it up as a professional artist, admin came more and more into play. Now, you already know that I quit my job being an admin worker. Now I have to do the admin here for MCJ Studio. Gosh, golly. Anyway, not that I mind, but that is also, it takes a lot of time. Setting up, keeping up with people and setting up your social media and, having the business, making sure that you're selling, keeping yourself in the loop, putting your work out there. There's so many factors into that. And I do believe that my platform, this channel, I think it is a more realistic and authentic way of showing what it really takes and what it really means to be a contemporary artist, a professional artist. Maybe you are an illustrator, maybe you're an artist as well. It takes more, I think it brings you more to see what it really entails than me just creating the paintings to say, okay, this is how I painted it, this is how I created it. That's for me, of course, and that is not knocking down anybody who chooses to do that. I'm not knocking down anybody. As a matter of fact, I have a huge admiration for that because, like I already said, it takes a lot of, it's complex. It takes a lot of work. It's a whole construction. It's a whole construction, people. All right. It's a whole construction. So that is a second reason why I'm like, nah, concerning the work that I'm doing right now and how I have to, move forward, to make sure there's bread on the table and I have a good, abundant, affluent life. And that takes a lot of work. So it also takes away from the time that I can spend on my work if I'm solely just creating to paint on YouTube. It's not just not doable. It's not doable. And the last reason for me to do this is because looking at the the type of content that you can find on YouTube, you can just put in create oil painting or how do I create oil painting. Girl, man, there will be so many videos popping up of people creating oil paintings. I just don't feel like I want to be the next one. I don't want to be the next one in line. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the next one in line. It doesn't bring me that much joy to do it. And why do it if it's not fun? Right? If it's a chore, you are going to notice it. I definitely not going to feel good about it and push myself to create something great. I'm not going to do that. And that is the type of honesty I feel that you should be able to give to yourself and also to others. It would be a great thing for other people to know what they can expect and what they can anticipate from you. So yeah, those are really the three reasons why I'm saying I'm not just solely going to do how to oil paintings and things like that. People have asked me and like, oh, you should, do that, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? No, thank you. So I'm not. No, I'm not. It's a huge plus, and I think the only valuable plus for me to show you from time to time what it is and what it is that I create and how I create it. And the huge plus for that is representation matters. Representation matters, people. It matters for the world, the audience, and especially art lovers that are now really looking for diverse art to see artists that are non-white, people of color, women, and also paint the world through their eyes. That is huge, people. That is very important. And at first, I was really focusing on the three paints that I just mentioned earlier. I was like, nah, those are the reasons I'm not going to do it. Why am I doing it? Whatever. But the more that I started to look at what it is that I'm doing, and also looking on the YouTube platform, that there are really not that many women, especially specifically women of color, showing their artwork, talking about their artwork. Again, not to say that they are not there, but there are not that many, already proves my point. That representation matters. It matters even as far as saying that we need to see even a change in museums and galleries. And it's happening. Not to say that it's not happening, not to say that it's not visible, but what I mean with a true representation, a true authentic representation, means that we do not want to see anything being whitewashed. We don't need to see anything being filtered. We don't need to see anything being reworded in something else so that people get to understand it. People just have to open up their minds to see, witness, feel, taste, smell, in conclusion, sense what people of color, um, people from the queer and the LGBTQ plus community, um, people that are non-white, people that are not from the Western world, what they are talking about when it comes to the arts. I don't care if it's dance, I don't care if it's photography, I don't care if it's you knitting a shawl. Those voices matter as well. And here's even man, I don't know if I should go there, but I'm going to do it. Here's a very important matter why representation matters. When people that are considered to be the minority, which is really weird for me, I find it such a weird term, but people that are considered to be the minority, when they do not get the chance to show the culture through their lens and also be a valuable and valid voice for the culture, what you get to see is what happens a lot is the cultural appropriation of how bits and pieces from other ethnicities, nationalities, indigenous groups, non-white communities and people, how bits and pieces of their culture are being taken and then being presented as something that is from the Western world. It's being put into this machine and something else comes out of it. And there is no reference to the origin. And that is, of course, a shitty deal. That's pretty effed up. That is pretty effed up. And there are numerous examples of things that I can name, right? And you can name, and you have seen. So representation matters. It matters when a woman of color or a man of color or someone from an indigenous tribe that creates a beautiful piece of art, that they get to tell the story as they also are in the culture of what it represents, of how they see the world. We need to push that narrative even further. We need to push it further into the museums and the art galleries and all the high places, right? Because the predominant layer, the predominant management layer that you will find in these institutions and organizations are white and are predominantly men who get to say, this is hot, this is not, right? This is what we want to say, this is what we do not want to see, or this is the trend, let's just, jump on it and then go back to whatever it is that we want to do. It starts there. And therefore, platforms like mine and all other creators that you might find here on YouTube or on Instagram or on Facebook, it is so important that when we have an exposition or we have, we are part of a group exposition, or we ask you to come to, maybe an art talk, or when you go to an art gallery and you ask, hey, do you have also artworks of people of that are non-white? And they say no, that you actually raise an eyebrow, like, why not? Now, of course, you cannot influence it in the sense of, that they immediately change it. But the more the demand starts to rise up, oh, believe me, those galleries will smell money into that. So they will go out and look for people that will supply to the demand. So it's important that y'all support this, that you reach out, that you listen, not only support with the likes, the shares, and showing up when there's new content, but also show up with the debit cards, the credit cards, and the dollars, or the euros, the yens, rands, Swedish crowns, all of that. It is important that you show up in that way. It is very important because literally our livelihood depends on it. So that is, for me, a great reason to keep doing this, to keep showing you how I create what it is that I create. and to show you how I do it. Now, I won't be showing you maybe all the time what type of paint, what type of material that I'm using. I mean, here and there I might show it, talk about it, but this for me is a really good reason to keep doing it, to keep doing what it is that I'm doing, that I'm showing you how I paint and what it is that I do. Representation matters, people. And it can only matter when people also acknowledge it without feeling the need to reform it, without feeling the need to take bits and pieces of it and then make something trendy out of it. The beauty is in seeing for what it is and accepting it for how it comes to you. And if you have a huge problem with that, then the challenge becomes, how do I open myself up to this, right? How do I open myself up to this, what it is that I'm noticing, what I'm witnessing? Who is this artist? What is their background? Ask questions, right? Ask questions. Small rant. Sometimes I am so amazed about the fact that people are getting so lazy as to, you know, doing the research of who they like and what they do and to see what is out there, right? Because we have been out there for the longest. But yeah, is it really something that I could be mad about? No, not really, right? Not really. Not really. The only thing that I can do is make sure that I push myself forward. So yeah, that's the main reason why I will keep doing these type of videos for you. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I have a couple of more of these, so I'm definitely going to share them with you all. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. As usual, let me know here below in the comments what it is that you think, what it is that you want to share. I will be happy to read that. I'll see you next time in another video. Be well, be blessed, and I love y'all. Bye, y'all.